Are you sick of that same old holiday lentil loaf that's either too dry or too mushy? Oh boy, have I got a recipe for you. My jingle balls are moist and perfect little savory bites every time. I'll show you how to make them. Here we go. Hey everybody, this is Dylan. I'm the guy who makes really healthy and very simple whole food vegan recipes without added oil, and we are making jingle balls today because those holiday Jingle balls are really good. These holiday jingle balls are so good. They're like a stuffing ball but no bread. It's got the celery and the onion and the mushrooms. They're rich and delicious with these walnuts. We've got some kale in there. You're gonna love them. Let's get started. The first thing I want to do is cook some lentils. Just make some lentils. I like to make my lentils like pasta, so I'll just fill up a pot of water, throw in a bunch of lentils. I'm not measuring because I can eat these lentils all week. I forget how delicious plain lentils are. They're really good. Just eat more lentils. Set the timer and let them simmer for about 18 minutes and then strain out the water, and boom, you've got perfect lentils every time, and you don't have to risk overcooking them and burning them at the bottom of the pot because you didn't put enough water in or whatever thing. Just cook them like pasta and they'll be a-okay every time. Let's get started. This recipe is so simple. You don't need to know how to do anything special for this. Target sells this pre-washed kale already chopped up and everything. How handy is that? We're gonna throw a couple of handfuls of this into the food processor and we're gonna chop it up even finer. We need it to be pretty fine, but not like ultra pulverized, you know what I'm saying? Step 2, let's do a little bit of chopping. We've just got 3 stalks of celery, 6 mushrooms, and an onion. No big deal, chop it up. If you wanna be really lazy, you could throw all these things in the food processor. Don't grind them up too fine if you're gonna use the food processor to chop them up, because we're gonna saute them on the stove. I'm gonna chop mine by hand because it brings me great holiday cheer. Look at this thing, it's Santa on a pogo stick. Bing bong. Here we go! Let's saute these veggies we just chopped. Oh yeah. Some sizzle sizzle. It smells so good already. Just sizzle them on high heat, and I just add a little bit of water as you need it. B-A-double-L-S. All right, this is coming along really nicely. I've got a tablespoon or 2 of minced garlic that's going in. Might need a little splash more of water. And along with that, I've got some rosemary, ground rosemary. Some ground thyme, oh yeah. And oregano, yes. And now give that a stir and cook those spices a little bit. Oh my goodness, that smells so good. We're gonna add a little more water and do one more little round of sauteing here. These veggies are looking really nice. We don't want to leave too much moisture in there because the wetter this mix is, the mushier the balls, and we don't want mushy balls, do we? This is still going. We're gonna throw in that kale that we pulsed in the beginning. And along with that, you could throw in like a handful of cranberries or raisins. And those are optional. If you like that kind of fruity thing going on in your balls, then by all means do it. Okay, you can see there's no water left at the bottom of this pan. It's now nice and dry. Kill the heat and we'll just set it aside for later. Next step is to do a little bit more grinding in this food processor. We've got our cooked lentils that we just made. I need a 1.5 cups of cooked lentils. And along with the lentils, I've got a cup of walnuts. If you don't want to use walnuts, you could use some tofu. It's a little bit less calorie dense, but these walnuts make the jingle balls really rich and delicious. A cup going in, and then we need a 1/2 cup of either rolled oats, or in this case, I'm using flaked quinoa just because, but rolled oats will work fine too. And then we've got a tablespoon of ground flaxseed, just flax seeds ground up. And then we need about a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, just eyeball it, whatever. And then grind this thing up, and you may have to use your spatula to scrape down the sides a couple times. You don't want it to get too mushy, it should still be a bit coarse. I got my mix of veggies from the stove that we sauteed. Let's just throw in this lentil-y mix and then just give this all a good stir to combine everything. You gotta be a little patient with this because you do want it to combine really well so it's all nice and even. We are ready to make some balls, and it is simple as just grabbing some mixture and making a ball in your hands, okay? About like that, boom. They can be pretty close together. They're not gonna rise or anything, you know what I mean? So you don't have to worry about that. But would you look at that? The perfect number of balls. They are gonna take at least 30 to 45 minutes at 350. It's a pretty forgiving bake time. Let's give it a shot. Got those balls in the oven, Jingle balls. Wait, there's more. I'm gonna show you how to make a really simple cranberry relish. It is so easy. I don't even have measurements for any of this, but I've got a bag of fresh cranberries. You could use frozen if you want to. It's all the same. Throw them into a saucepan, and along with that, I'm gonna chop like 3 apples. You could add a little bit of water if you need to just to get it started, and then we're gonna just let this simmer. You can let it simmer for as much time as you want. And throw in a little bit of our your world famous date powder. If you don't have date powder, you could just blend up some dates with some water just to make a date paste and throw that in, no big deal. I've had our cranberries and apples simmering on pretty low, covered for like 30 minutes while we wait for our balls. Look at this coming right together. I think that is ready for a little pulsing in the food processor. Let's do it. You don't want to do it too much. You want to leave a little bit of texture, right? Okay, I think it just needs a little bit of something. I'm gonna add a little bit of orange juice. Not too much, just like that. Let's stir it in, and then I think it's gonna be perfect. We need a proper bowl to mix this. Okay, now let's taste. Oh yeah, now we're there. Oh, it's Jingle Ball rock time. They're still nice and soft. They're not like hard as rock, okay? You don't want them to be dried out. They're gonna melt in our mouths. Let's put a little cranberry relish on top. Oh, they just break apart beautifully. They're not mushy. All the veggies still have actual texture to them. Oh. What a delight. Nice and savory and rich from those walnuts. I love the lentils. The cranberry relish gives it a nice sweetness. These are fantastic. So if you want to jingle balls like I jingle balls, then just throw a few ingredients together and this recipe will be delicious on your holiday table. And don't forget to get hold of our date powder and mushroom gravy mix on the wellyourworld.com website. And I will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye. What? Go on.
Your hat says ho ho ho, so you should be like ho ho ho, my god, I've got the best recipe for you.